Good afternoon. How are we? How is everyone on this beautiful day? We good? We're always good. Hmm. Wonder if the camera will work today. Hmm. Beautiful day. Apparently not. Oh dear God. Ugh. Talk to me, y'all. How is everyone? It is April 3rd. A beautiful freezing rain type of day. So ain't much going on over here. Camera keeps lagging. No good. But yeah. So let's talk. What do you want to talk about today? Mm, I don't know. I'm just here. So let's talk about ancient gold. Let's talk about that. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Talk about these little ditties. Let's talk about that little dandy. Morning. But this here, what you see on your screen, okay? What you see on your screen right now, that this all entails with this gentleman, motherfucker. With this gentleman, right here, one Mr. Thomas Rhodes. This whole thing entails with here. What we were talking about yesterday with Blind Frog, it all entails here. What's up all day? It all entails right here. We may not have a lot of people in here today because I put a 20-minute subscriber on there. At least we'll get at least 20 minutes of solace before people run their mouth. But yes, so it was about 300 years after the Mayans decided to move their gold, well, their treasury, north to Utah. Let me turn my volume on my shit down. So after the Mormons decided to, well, after the Aztecs and whatever, and, you know, after they decided to move, they moved their stockpile of gold to Utah. This has happened. About 300 and something years late, 300 and some odd years later, this young man stumbles upon them. So, this is a very interesting read. But, yes. But, if you want to give it a good read, I will link it. So, that we can do. So, but that we can do. And the funny thing about this place, about Blind Frog and this gentleman, okay? The funny thing about it is that a man named Rhodes had claims on Blind Frog, mining claims on Blind Frog. Riddle me that one. But there's a lot of information here. I will link it for you. Y'all can give it a good read. I'll even link it in the bio. Oh my fucking god, dude. So, but yes, this young gentleman owns a lot of land in Utah, as you can tell. So if I go back over to my maps, okay, let me go back over to my map real quick. Off my screen. Let me see. That may or may not be right. But who knows? It's interesting. Extremely interesting. Oh my lord, with that garbage. Interesting. I'm sorry. Here's my view. This is what I'm looking at. Right here. Huh. Interesting, eh? So, this is the general area. But here's my thing. I cannot find that park. Well, yeah, stop with that shit. Thank you. But they are in the same general vicinity. So that's a plus. So I don't know. There's a lot of strange happenings going on in those mountains. Huh. But there's a lot of strange happenings up there. A lot of history, too. So give me a moment. I'm going to make a fresh cup of coffee. But if you look, there's a lot of history in these mountains and in this general land, okay? A lot. In this general vicinity of these mountains, no one may ever know what the fuck goes on there. Oh, well, that's because it's now Ashley Forest, and these guys owned all of this. All this land right here. That's a lot of land to own. But like I said, I'll be right back. Go make coffee. Hidden caravans time. Oh boy. Well, no, not really. I mean, but that's a lot of area. If you look at it, it's a lot of area. Because not only is Blind Frog in there, but so is fucking Skinwalker Ranch. This dude has his hands in a lot. Had his hands in a lot. Part of my language. In a lot. So, I left you a read. What? I'm on alive.
I need to talk to you.
Then it can wait.
Whatever.
It ain't that fucking important. I already told you, ain't nobody going nowhere. Sorry. Because I can't get a moment to do this without being bugged by everyone and their mother. So, like I was saying, this young man, Mr. Thomas Rhodes, owns that property, that giant spot I just showed you on the map. Why did he buy all that land? Because of there was a group of Native Americans that lived there. He was a Mormon. They gave him. There's a whole big story behind it. I can't really remember all of it, but basically the lowdown is this young man. This young man. Let me go up right here. Is a Mormon priest. They took him in. They gave him gold and to help him settle a place for him and his followers. And he wound up. They wound up telling him the location of their gold, and took him there. And he wound up taking the secret to his grave of where the gold was. But he come out of there. He come out of that area where Blind Frog sits with 62 pounds of gold. But yeah, there's everything. What I am missing in great detail is here on this webpage. It's linked in my description as well for those who wanna look. So, but yeah, he bought. Oh, where am I? He bought all this land right here. He bought all this. He owned all this land, all of it. That's some big land to own, but he owned all of it. And He buried his gold. But listen, you want to read all this, you feel free, go right ahead. No, she wanted to go out in freezing rain and I won't allow her. So it's somewhere out there in that area. But this is as the story is told. It's been a couple hundred years. But this is as the story is told. Yeah, it happens. But this is, yeah, it happens. But that is a picture of what he owns, what he did own, and if I remember correctly, okay, over here in Blind Frog. Over here in Blind Frog, his son had land ownership, or someone in his lineage had land ownership. How many acres is it? I don't know. I don't know how many acres Mr. Rhodes owned. None of it owned none of it. But I know that Blind Frog is a big fucking place. But yeah. So Blind Frog is a big place to be had. But don't forget, Skinwalker Ranch ain't that far from Blind. That's down road some. But it's just crazy. Just to think. And there's an old wagon trail that goes through this area as well. But to imagine the history you could find. But that is how that is. But yeah, sorry, this one's not going to be as long as it's been. Some have been. So I'm going to probably sit here and go figure out what I'm going to do. I got a coffee going. I'll probably play a couple games with my kid, and chillax. I woke up late, not feeling too hot today, but I just wanted to put that out there and get the factor of Mr. Thomas Rhodes out there because he is one of the key factors of why people are in why Blind Frog Ranch is being excavated and things like that. It's a good read. Go give it a good read. I'm going to go finish arguing with my old lady because she spent money she shouldn't have. And now we're screwed on some things. So have a nice day. Much love. I'll see you all.